another month has come and gone. We're a little further into this month than we normally do this video. But,
better late than never.
Yeah, we're going to do it anyway. We're going to talk about who's the most impressive, the top five of the month of April. But this month, it's not just a top five. It's Kevin Hawk's self-high five, where Kevin Hawk's going to give us who the most impressive five of the month of April. He's got a lot to choose from. He's got Takeover Orlando. He's got Wrestlemania. He's got Payback. All the stuff that happened in between, like the Superstar Shakeup. There's all kinds of stuff that happened.
Yeah, not to mention, like, stuff in New Japan.
Yeah.
Ring of Honor's last iPay-per-view.
Yeah. I mean, there's a ton of stuff to choose from. The only people that he cannot pick, due to my choice last month, are Ruby Riott, Beth Phoenix, Austin Aries, Christopher Daniels, and Southpaw Regional Wrestling.
All right.
So, without further ado, who is number 5?
Number 5, we're going to go with the Party Peacock.
Oh!
Dalton Castle.
Hell yeah!
Because this man did get to challenge Christopher Daniels.
He did.
Albeit unsuccessfully, for the Ring of Honor World Championship.
Very true.
But I feel like over the last month, per se, even the last few months, he is doing consistently some of his best work on Ring of Honor.
You know, he kind of had like a revamp when he had that small tag team run with Colt Cabana.
Yeah.
And I think once Colt Cabana turned, they had their little singles feud. It's
It
gone,
relit
yeah, it's
the
just,
interest in Dalton Castle.
Yeah, it's just gone up and up for Dalton
and
Castle.
the boys.
And he's a fantastic wrestler, absolutely hilarious.
Amazing character.
Yeah, so, yes, well placed on the
Dalton
top 5.
Castle, you make the top 5.
Who's number 4?
Number 4, we have to travel all the way back to WrestleMania weekend.
Oh, that's a ways away.
But not to WrestleMania itself.
Oh.
The night before WrestleMania, also in Orlando, Chikara held the event titled Bad Wolf.
Yes. Yes, they
where
did.
Juan Francisco de Coronado
I'll let it slide this time.
dethroned Ultra Mantis Black to become the new Grand Champion of Chikara.
Yeah, the 4th ever? 5th ever.
5th-ish.
5th. It's the 5th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6th if you're going in history-wise.
Yes. 5th different person to hold it.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
Well, no.
Yes?
Yeah. King, Icarus, Hollowicked, Kimberly, Mantis.
Oh, I forgot about Mantis. I forgot about Mantis because he had that whole like weird...
Yeah, you forgot about the guy he beat for the championship.
I forgot that I assumed that he beat Hollowicked for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah. So, Juan Francisco, new Grand Champion. Big feather in his cap, you know.
Yeah.
Having been at Chikara's staple for the last few years. And really kind of proving his worth over the last year or so. Like, really driving things home with, like, some really stellar matches against guys like Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah. And then just on the other side of it being April, we got to see him go against Oleg and defend the championship. And they had a great match, too.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean... As much as
Andy's in the best shape of his career.
I like to rag on Juan Francisco because he's one of my least favorite guys in Chikara, but I can't deny the fact that he is a fantastic wrestler, especially after matches with people like Zack Sabre Jr. and what was that other really good one we watched? Well, Oleg, obviously, but yeah, he's proved his worth, and he just makes me dislike him because he's good at his job.
Yeah.
Number 3,
we're going to travel to the end of April.
Okay.
The last SmackDown of April.
All right.
In a Beat the Clock challenge.
Ah.
Where a very unlikely duo, whom I have written down on this phone as the Fashion Popo.
Yeah.
Fandango and the Gorgeous One have now earned themselves the #1 contender spot for SmackDown's Tag Team Championships by defeating the Ascension. Kudos, guys. This got on here strictly for shock value.
It's still bizarre to think that this is actually happening.
Yeah.
Because, these are guys that we've thought deserved this spot for ever. Since they got together, they were immediately an attraction on the roster. And the fact that it's taken this long for them to get tag team recognition is just mind-boggling. And so I'm so excited to not only see their match against the Usos, but see what the match against the Usos does for Breezango.
Yeah. Hopefully it makes them, extra good relevantly wise and, keeps their push going. That'd be nice. Moving on to number 2. Back to WrestleMania weekend.
Man, we're just jumping back and forth across this month.
Because there was one team...
good segue.
That appeared twice on WrestleMania weekend. Because despite their losing efforts in a tag team ladder match against the Young Bucks, the Hardy Boys returned at WrestleMania and defeated 3 other teams in a tag team ladder match to become the new tag team champions of Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
To potentially what was the biggest pop of the entire pay-per-view.
It was absolutely the biggest pop. It was...
I was trying to let all the other WrestleMania pops feel good for themselves, but...
No.
Yeah. Sure.
Here's the thing is, the party we were at, we had one person that said, oh, the Hardy Boys are going to win this tag team title match. We're like, what? The Hardy Boys aren't even in it. They were just in Ring of Honor. But the Hardy Boys fucking show up and win the goddamn match.
Yeah.
So, the fact that it was rumors and it happened, 2 ladder matches in 2 days, kudos to the Hardy Boys.
Yeah.
That is amazing. And, they've picked right back up, and they're in a fantastic feud.
They grabbed them red belts and ran.
Yeah. They're in a fantastic feud against Cesaro and Sheamus currently.
Yeah.
Which is a perfect segue for my honorable mentions.
Yeah.
Because I'm talking about Cesaro and Sheamus. A team that I could have cared less about when they got together because it was just an awful inception of the tag team.
Yeah, it was an awful inception of the tag team because it came off of the awful idea of taking 2 guys who just wrestled 3 matches against each other and then putting them in a best of 7 series.
Yeah, no, don't do that. But over the course of their tag team, I've grown to enjoy them more. They have grown an incredible chemistry together.
Yeah.
And with their surprising heel turn at Payback, I am immediately way more interested in the tag team because Sheamus has always been a much better heel.
Yes.
And I like watching Cesaro play heel. And the fact that they're going against the Hardy Boys, very interested in however this feud is going to go.
I think of Cesaro and Sheamus as the cultured version of the APA.
Yes. I could agree with that.
The European version of the APA.
Yeah.
They're just 2 brawler, big, strong guys who, now that they're heel, they're just gonna be leveling everybody.
Yeah.
Which they showed, not that it has to do with April, but on Raw, they basically ate their way through 4 other tag teams.
They ran the gauntlet.
Yeah.
They started and ended that tag team turmoil. And so, yeah.
And they looked good doing it.
Yeah, they didn't seem over-pushed.
Yeah.
They looked extremely dominant, which is what you want to do with a tag team like that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you turn into Roman Reigns.
Any other honorable mentions?
Yes, going back to WrestleMania, just because it was literally the end of an era. I'm talking about The Undertaker. He didn't have the greatest WrestleMania match he's ever had.
No.
And it was unfortunate.
But Roman Reigns isn't Shawn Michaels. So.
And it was unfortunate that he had to lose at WrestleMania. But we got to say it one more time. Thank you, Taker, for all of the years you gave us at WrestleMania. Your amazing career overall. And this is potentially the last time you could ever make a top 5.
Yeah.
So, thank you, Taker.
Absolutely.
Now, who's number one?
Number one is a guy who I'm pretty sure he's made the list before. But he's going to come back because he deserves a spot on the list. We're talking about the mountain among men, Braun Strowman. Essentially because twice in the time of a month, he gave us the ultimate decimation of Roman Reigns. Once backstage at a Monday Night Raw, which did my heart good, and then at Payback, he just absolutely, demolished Roman Reigns in a one-on-one match.
Yeah.
And which is something no one expected, because we expected this was going to be Roman's comeuppance sort of thing. He's going to make his comeback and take Braun out now.
Yep.
After Braun, Braun had his moment when he threw Roman around backstage and injured him. So we're oh, here's Roman's big comeback moment, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
Braun just kept beating up Roman Reigns.
Yeah, it didn't stop. And Roman Reigns, he had his couple of moments, but they have done a great job of building up Braun Strowman. And
I'm predicting right now, I don't know what the next pay-per-view where Lesnar's going to be defending the belt, whether or not they're going to try and shoehorn him in at Extreme Rules?
Extreme Rules is the next one.
Extreme Rules is the next one. Or if they're going to go all the way out to the Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view. But I'm predicting right now Braun Strowman is going to be the number one contender going into Brock's next title defense.
Part of me is excited about that. Part of me is not excited about that because I just know that's Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll definitely be going for Braun Strowman because I'll never go for Brock Lesnar.
Even if it was against Scott Steiner. And you had to pick one or else someone was going to shoot you. In the nipples.
Take my nipples, I don't care. I don't.
Well, on that note, with the best line ever stated on the top fives, take my nipples. Yeah, there's the top five.
Yeah.
There you go.
Who else would you have put in your top five? Post down in the comments who your top five of April would be.
So my top five can beat them up.
Yeah, because you can't change his top five because they're his. Who else would be
Braun
honorable?
won't let you.
Who else would be honorable mentions? You can't change mine because they're mine. But who would
Braun will beat you up.
Yeah, he'll beat everybody up because he's Braun.
He's trying. He threw Kalisto off the stage in a life-size replica of the Cash Me Outside girl.
He did. Thanks for watching, guys.
Peace.